Okay, there's the answer.
And then like the next 2 times.
No. There's no next 2 times. You lucky I ain't pull out my clippers.
So I have to start by apologizing to the women of America because I was under the impression that the majority of people was just dusty. Like everybody to say, oh, hairstylists are dusty, they rude, they be hating, they so nasty. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because as years of being a cosmetologist, I was always in my own studio, so I never worked around other cosmetologists. But after this bullshit right here, I'm sorry. 5 years, right? Is she playing?
Bruh.
People won't take it in here. Okay. This much off. It's all dead, baby. I'm watching a movie right through it. You can't. It's that. You just asked me for my professional opinion. I gave it to you. Okay. Here's the answer.
And then like the next 2 times.
No. There's no next 2 times. You lucky I ain't pull out my clippers.
Excuse me, is right. So we're gonna need this. This is why I say consultations are important, because if you book a consultation, if this woman booked a consultation with that woman and she was acting like that during the appointment of the consultation, that would have been enough to be like, she not my speed. And before we get started, don't hold it to my heart, because I haven't watched it and maybe we gotta watch it for context. But I need y'all to understand that just because you sitting in somebody's chair does not mean that you are no longer a woman that deserves respect. And I'm irritated simply we ain't even a minute in. We at 42 seconds. With her hair in this blown out state, that's not even this blown out state. There's literally no way for her to see the true health of that woman's hair by just looking at it. So for her to, you better be lucky I ain't get my clippers. You haven't really seen the true health of her hair, so how would you know? And you got a bonnet on at work. Okay.
You need to make a decision of a big chop.
Big chop, like how short?
Cut off.
Why are you talking to her like that?
It is winter time. By summer, you'll have some good length.
What?
Short.
Cut off. Start all over again.
Why? You haven't seen it.
Hey guys, it's Julie here, and I am scared.
Me too. But not.
How
like,
are you doing? So this video is long overdue, but I thought I'd talk about the Hitler of hairstylists that has been gaining a lot of attention from how quickly she seemingly wants to cut off all her clients' heads of hair. She's always saying things like, your hair is dead, your hair is dead, we have to cut it all off or it will cut you off. Okay, I don't know if those are exact words, but we're going to find.
So I've been retired for about 6-7 years now, but here on YouTube, yes, I used to cut dead hair off too, or broken hair, because we ain't going there. But damaged ends, I would cut them off too. But for one, I would never do it on a blown out state, because there's no way for her to see the true health of her hair until her hair is all the way stretched out. Because what looks like damage to her right there could actually not be damaged, where you could look right there and be like, oh, I need to cut like 4 inches off. You really could possibly need to do about 2 inches. But there's literally no way for you to know. So far, my issue is her attitude, because yeah, I say whatever I want to say here on YouTube because it's my channel and nobody's paying me for these videos. But if you sit in my chair, anybody who's ever sat in my chair, I'm overly caring. I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? To the point you'll be irritated. But to talk to your clients like this is crazy, and to be a woman that tolerates somebody talking to you like that is even crazier. What the hell?
Out, but you can just tell from watching her videos that cutting hair is her passion. Now, there was a video of hers that went viral a while back. I didn't make a video about it then, but someone recently tagged me to another one she made yet again, and I was like, what the hell?
There's no way for her to see whether
so
or not
you know
that was
what,
damaged
let's talk about it today.
I don't
Also,
like
shout
that.
out to girl from South Africa who always mentions me in these videos. Alright, let's talk about it. So in the popular video, she was assessing a client for a potential haircut, and it was how she was speaking about the haircut to the client that caught people's attention.
So you see all of this here? You see all of this here? All of this you can see through here? That's all got to go. That as women of color, we hold on to lengths.
No.
And you don't realize you're holding on to the length, but it's not healthy. So you're holding on to dead length. Right.
I think when she started speaking about how we tend to hold on to damaged hair in order to lay a claim to having long hair, you know, it's something that we can all understand and agree. Many women can relate to that.
I agree 100%. I say it all the time. However, you do not know the state of her hair right now, because it doesn't even look like it's been shampooed. So her hair hasn't been treated yet. Like her scalp hasn't been detoxed yet. Her hair shaft hasn't been detoxed yet. Like nothing's been detoxed. Her hair hasn't been treated. As a professional cosmetologist, I wouldn't make a statement like this until after your scalp has been detoxed, your hair shaft has been detoxed, you had a complete deep conditioning treatment. I've tried everything that I possibly could, and then once your hair is blown out and once it's flat ironed, then I can see the true nature of your hair, and then we can make our decision. But you being rude and nasty, there's no point where you should be rude and nasty, but you're saying these things before you could ever see her hair in real life, for real. Not to mention, it's almost just like doing real estate, right? When you go into a house, they can't be like, oh yeah, this is good, you should get this, you should get that. No, it's my job to show your hair, show you what your hair looks like, and then tell you my opinion, my professional opinion. Like, okay, well, if I was you, I would do this, or I recommend that you do XYZ, but the choice is up to you. But to just like to say something like that, to put your client in the position where it's like, oh, well, if you don't cut all your hair, you're gonna be bald head, you're gonna be ugly, and da 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 da. Like that's not your job. It's your job to assess her hair, which you haven't properly done. You haven't followed the process to properly assess her hair at all. I am so irritated with her, just simply off.
In fact, so far, it seems like a reasonable conversation, right? Now, when she said this is the amount of hair that needed to go, my brows were high. They were raised up.
Mine are too.
Because from what I can see, and probably you too, the ends don't look that damaged or transparent like she continues to claim.
Bad,
now, maybe it's because we're not in the same room as them. But from the chunk of hair she's holding, it's not looking that transparent the way she's saying.
Yeah, no, not
I've
down
seen
there.
hair that is not even damaged, that holding that amount will still be transparent at the tips, but this one does not look transparent to me. And before anyone freaks out and start looking to cut their hair because it's transparent ends doesn't always mean damage, but we'll talk about that soon. So just like your fingernails, hair is dead cells. As it's growing out of your scalp, it's dead. That's why you can cut your hair and not feel pain like you would if you cut your arm. Same with nails.
So pause, because everybody gets this wrong. There is a difference between the hair being dead, something being dead, and something being inactive. The hair shaft is still very alive at the sense of its activity. The nerves are dead. So when the hair comes out of the pore, then the nerve dies, so you don't feel pain. But you still have a cuticle that responds to temperature. You still have a cortex that holds melanin, and the melanin can be taken out or replaced. Like, your hair shaft is still very active, and it is when the hair shaft becomes inactive, like when the cuticle no longer opens and closes because the hair shaft has hydrophagia. That is when the hair shaft is inactive. But I love y'all, but y'all just love repeating stuff that y'all don't understand.
This is the worst I've ever seen.
The worst you ever seen. That's
yes. This is how bad it is.
God.
This is what I'm talking
to
if I can get you silky enough or straight, just not even silky, straight enough for me to cut it, if I could get it straight enough for me to cut it, then we could sit and look and have that discussion.
So why are you talking about it now?
Like, it's going to take me even Had you not did the box color, this probably wouldn't be as bad.
Right.
But the synthetic chemical that's in the box color has this like this on top of the 15 years of not getting a haircut. You know better, you do better. So we get it. I understand. That's why I asked you, are you attached to length? Because if you're attached to
I said both.
yeah, you did. You honestly said both. But what I'm telling you, usually when people honestly say both, when they see how damaged their hair is, when they see how damaged it is, you're right. Because it looks bad.
You are. So I was. You said here. I'm saying here. Like Kim.
But you just asked me for my professional opinion. I gave it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can see the client.
But this my issue with you, we ain't gonna get through this. My issue with you is you told her your professional opinion. Once you tell your client your professional opinion, they say yes or no. They say no, you say okay, and you keep going. You just say, for example, I had clients all the time that would have that type of damage and be like, oh no, like I don't want to cut it, I don't want to cut my hair. And I would just say, okay, well, I just need you to know like what you're expecting, the body, the movement that you're expecting, you won't have that because the hair won't flow as well. And then I would explain the science really quick in the same tone of voice, just like this, and then she would say okay, and then I would be like, later on, if you change your mind, then hit me up, let me know, but I just need you to understand. And I would be funny like, girl, you know I'm recording this, so don't be coming back talking about, oh, seeing they make my ends look right. Or once I got to a certain point where I was tired of that, I would put that in my policy and procedures. So like people knew that if they were coming in for a silk press, they needed to be okay getting rid of damaged hair if it prevented movement or body, and they agreed to it. And then if they didn't, we would say, okay, well, this will be a different type of service. But I would never like make my client feel like that or have that type of argument, because at the end of the day, you are a service provider. You don't write no rules, girl.
Is trying to bargain, because when you think about it, it's actually crazy. Imagine you left your house with a full head of hair thinking you're going to get a silk press and a trim or whatever other hair appointment she booked that was clearly not this, giving her a surprise. So imagine you went for a trim and your stylist is now trying to tell you that you are going to return home with a buzz cut. Listen, globally, most women aspire to have long, healthy hair. Long hair on women has a worldwide appeal. It's not just black women that want it. That's why your shampoo adverts are not filled with women with short hair, regardless of their race. That being said, it's true that black women do have an unhealthy attachment to length, and most times it shows in how we hold on to damage. It could be a black woman getting a haircut online, and many black women will be in the comments having cardiac arrest.
My hair is long because I like my 4C. I don't like my 4C hair because it's long. Okay? Getting my hair to this length, I wasn't born with it. My mom didn't teach me. No one in my family figured it out. And I had a small, teeny, itty bitty afro, and I love my small, teeny, itty bitty afro. To the fact that it grew this long. So I don't really understand when you're saying your hair is super long though. Like, yeah, I might have like some type of privilege or whatever, and people might.
I'm sorry, like, but this is making my eyes hurt. Like, I just don't understand the obsession with other women's hair and other women's length, and I don't understand the obsession with long hair. Like, I had long hair when I was younger, but then once I got to cosmetology school, I started cutting more and cutting more and cutting more, and then I fell in love with the pixie and I stuck here. I grew my hair out because when I was making educational content here on my channel, people was like, oh, how you gonna listen to her and she got blonde hair and it's relaxed, her hair short, how would she know how to grow hair? So I grew it out just so people can see I know what I'm talking about, and then went back to my comfort zone. But it's like, I feel like the women who obsess the most over length are the ones that struggle the most to get it. The ones that make it seem so unreachable and unobtainable unless they put eggs that can't penetrate the hair shaft in their hair. It's crazy. Like, I just really don't get it.
I don't know, gravitate towards my frizzy hair or give it some type of acceptance because it's longer. But it's only like this because I just loved it at every step.
The hair is not yours, babes. I remember when Natural 85, I believe the OG YouTuber of natural hair, cut her hair, and many people were just crashing out in the comments. Oh my god, why would you do that? Give me your hair, I need it. It's giving they'll creep up at midnight, wearing shiesties and ransack the salon, sniffing through the waste baskets for scraps of discarded hair. Whether they plan to glue it onto their heads or sew it to their skulls, we are not sure yet. Their plan remains unclear. But one thing we know is that they are gravely upset. So anyway, that's true. Many women run from a trim. But I think that one thing that had people shook was that, one, the hair is not in the best condition health-wise, yes. But it also doesn't look like it is as damaged or ruined like she's trying to make it seem.
That much hair.
Another thing was
not.
How do you have a client in front of you that is clearly nervous about cutting more than half of her hair off in one go, and you say something like this?
And then like the next 2 times we
No, there's no next 2 times. You lucky I didn't pull out my clippers. That's how bad this is. You're not, I don't think you're understanding
I just don't
that.
understand who she's talking to.
Why would you say that?
You're lucky I didn't pull out my clippers.
That's crazy.
She's lucky you're not shaving her head without her permission and consent. Who says
lucky.
that?
First of all,
she just starts talking like she's that woman's grandmother.
First of all, I ain't lucky you ain't do shit. First of all, because let me tell you something. If you pull out them fucking clippers and I didn't tell you could pull out no clippers, you gonna be lucky if I don't pull out something else. So it's just crazy to me that one grown woman gonna sit in front of another grown woman talk about, you lucky I ain't pull out my clippers. It's like, for the life of me, I cannot understand how on social media I be having all of these tough tone people in my comments, but then when people go and sit in chairs, they just let people talk to them any type of way. Like this shit right here, girl, you crazy as hell. She dead ass wrong.
All of a sudden, and I don't think that their age difference is even that much.
And you're not gonna come to work
You're
looking
lucky
like
I'm
that,
not
talking to me like
cutting
that.
your hair off right now, and I'm actually having a conversation with you. That's crazy.
Don't hold on to things that don't serve me. So,
and I understand that.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying, can we cut just a
You already asked that, and I answered.
So no.
You already asked that. Yeah.
Come on,
I think that people are just expecting more, and
I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. What do you mean? No. It ain't your motherfucking head. How you gonna look another grown ass woman in the face and say, no? I would have been like, well, because the thing is this. Sister girl sitting in the chair, why are you still sitting down having this conversation? Nobody with an attitude like that or who feels that way about me without even doing anything or really seeing my hair is about to touch me. She hasn't washed her hair yet. Nothing's happened. Y'all have just had a conversation. You let her know. She let her know where she was at emotionally. I'm not cool with cutting that much. Let's do it right here. No. Okay, we're not on the same page. Well, I'm about to go and find somebody who's on the same page as me. What the fuck is you talking to, girl? Y'all crazy as hell.
Empathy from a hairstylist. It's a drastic haircut that she's talking about. They didn't discuss this prior, so she didn't come to the salon prepared. I think if she had tried to work something out where you have the cut half of what she's proposing they cut away so that the client can have time to adjust to the new length and eventually chop off the damaged ends bit by bit. You know, this could take about 4 more trips to the salon, but it wouldn't seem so overwhelming, like she just went to the salon with a full head of hair and came home bald. You know, she just seems like she was way too excited to cut someone's hair off. Many black women have stories of a hairstylist cutting way more hair than needed from their hair. Some call it sabotage, some call it jealousy, some call it witchcraft, but it's a real thing.
Did she cut your hair away?
Yeah. So the verdict on that one is witchcraft. Burn her. Some of these stylists are just way too so happy. And let's face it, if you're absolutely insisting that someone cuts their hair and you're laying all this emphasis on cut hair promoting healthy hair and your hair looks like this.
See, let me say this. Say this is the shit. Let me take these goddamn bracelets off. This right here. This the type of shit that pissed me off right here, because I'm a bald head gang member, okay? And her ass looking like Rumpelstiltskin. She make us, or you Shalissa, you make us all look bad. Because whenever I was doing hair or whatever, people were like, oh, she wearing short pixie, that's why she cut people hair. It's like, no, I cut damage, see through her. You could see it. You could see what it looked like, because your hair looks different in that state, like from the state that it's in now with her, with it being dirty and untreated. She said it hasn't been trimmed in 5 years. If it haven't been trimmed in 5 years, it haven't been treated in 5 years. So instead of you talking shit, Rumpelstiltskin, you should have been like, okay, love, well, let me go ahead and treat it. I'm gonna do everything I can, and then after that, let's come back and talk. But you sitting there, nope, you heard what I said. I don't, no.
People are going to judge. Like, let's just be so for real. People are going to judge. Like, it's tinted so bright. The highlight under that cap is making me want to squint. You know, some people might ask, what do you know about health, actually? I might need to visit the optician if you take your cap off completely. So, yeah, it's not exactly inspiring trust. And I'm one of those people that when I'm seeing our hairstylist treat hair, and I look at her own hair, 9 out of 10 times, she's bald and damaged. So I judge based on how their hair looks. I mean, we saw the bald hairstylist.
But once again, I know some of these are kids allowing the lady to put the hot water on their head, but these be grown ass women. If yo grown, like, listen, I am not victim blaming. We getting past it. This shit already happened. Moving forward in 2026 and beyond. You sitting your black ass down somewhere, you see somebody get up with a pot of boiling water and it's still boiling. They talk about put your head back. You like, let's go put it in the cup. Don't be putting that on my head. Like, speak up, say something. They sitting there in the chair like they gonna go to jail if they get up and say no. Like, I just don't get it.
Look at her. She's bald. She's bald and she's torturing people who have hair.
Baby, sweetie, you gotta go ahead, whole head, sugar.
One of my pet peeves has to be when people I don't know like that start calling me endearments, especially during a heated conversation. All that baby and sweetie,
sugar, girl.
At that point, it just sounds really condescending.
Girl,
it sounds like you're calling me names. Because who is your baby? Who's your sweetie? Watch your mouth. It just sounds like you're insulting me at that point.
I can't get it past that. That's what I'm trying to tell you, because you're oohing and ahhing, and I can't get. And you're like, but you're not
that. Just do it.
No, but as a stylist, I do.
Okay.
Don't hurt people. I don't create hair trauma.
And then the clapping over her
is
head.
definitely trauma.
Oh, this is too much. I would have left.
Girl.
But I get it. Some people pay money for this appointment. Some of this appointment costs money to even book. Whether you got what you came for or not, you are paying. So there's that.
Scared,
now this client is trying to propose that they straighten the hair like the stylist would typically do, so it's easier to track what is damaged and what is comfortable with cutting off in that moment. I think that's reasonable. Now listen, if you have as much split ends as this stylist is claiming, combing through your hair will be a nightmare. Some of you that know that water and conditioners does not seem to make any difference in your hair, it doesn't make your hair soft or less brittle, especially at the ends, and that your hair doesn't even seem to absorb this product, you might need to get your ends cut, because it'll keep causing you a lot.
And really quick, I need y'all to know, conditioners are not meant to make your hair soft. They're meant to be a sealant. A conditioner is something that is going to seal the cuticle until your next shampoo. It's not supposed to make it softer. It gives you the illusion that it's softer because it's put a coating on your hair, but healthy hair comes from within.
Of pain even when doing something as simple as running your fingers through your hair. So I'm kind of seeing it from the hairstylist perspective as well. Split ends are tough to handle and they will only keep traveling up. The only cure for damaged ends is to cut off. Her delivery just seems harsh for the people's tastes.
Black people should not have to we don't need to detangle our hair. As long as it's taken care of, it's treated, and it's fine. Because you want to know what? I had 250 clients and now I don't got this problem. We don't got this problem.
Now, I don't know about black hair not ever needing to be detangled.
What the fuck? I don't. You the problem. You make the bald head gang look bad. Curly hair don't need to be detangled. So
I mean, come on, our hair is kinks and coils. Its natural behavior is to wrap around each other. You simply can't get curly hair to separate from each other to the point where you don't have to detangle at all, except you permanently keep it straightened. I know a hairstylist that over-relies on his straightening for guidance when I see one. I think that hair can be cut without silk pressing. A blowout is fine, to be honest.
No, it's not.
It seems like her frustration comes when she can't get the flat iron to smoothen the hair before she starts cutting. Then she just suggests cutting it all off. Because how did we go from let's cut this much off to this?
And you're gonna have to make a decision of a big chop. I'm not taking any money from you or anything.
She's bald and she's torturing people who have hair.
Baby, sweetie, you not go ahead, sugar.
One of my pet peeves has to be when people I don't know like that start calling me endearments, especially during a heated conversation. All that baby and sweetie. At that point, it just sounds really condescending. It sounds like you're calling me names. Because who is your baby? Who is your sweetie? Watch your mouth. It just sounds like you're insulting me at that point.
I can't get it past that. That's what I'm trying to tell you because you're winning hour. And I can't get it. And you're like, but you're not like.
Everybody's delivery is different, so I'm gonna cause people don't like the way I talk, but y'all don't be paying me.
She sees a client who came to her salon to commit her hair into her care.
Just give me a minute. I'm trying to. You said 5 years, right?
Yes. When I would wash it.
Pardon me for a minute because.
And the Academy Award goes to.
I stand behind this chair trying to help women with situations like this, and
I'm just laughing because
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It ain't never been that serious.
I understand. Please take your time. Take a moment. It's okay.
Stop sending me videos like this. I can't do this.
she must have known what the client hair looks like because she does her own consultations before they get to the salon. So they've probably talked about all this. So what is with the theatrics?
It's just that women should not walk around with their hair this bad because they can't find anybody.
Right.
This is so awkward. How are you crying over damaged hair when this is literally your job and you see things like this every day? Even doctors get stoic and don't start crying over every sick person that walks in. Now the client has to be the one to comfort her. I think that someone who hasn't gotten a proper haircut in 5 years is already very nervous to walk into a salon, and this breakdown will probably just make them scared. It's like getting symptoms and going for a checkup, and your doctor just starts crying in front of you. I'll just assume the worst and start asking to write my name. What the hell? Like, how many days do I have left to live, doctor? And please,
that's what I just said.
Why will you touch my hair with the same hand and tissue that you just wiped your nose with? I can't. I can't. It's just a lot. It's a mess. That was a trip. And it's not just that one occasion that had people going, that's suspicious. That's weird. Let's look at how she usually approaches a regular hair trim routine with her clients. Like I said, she relies on excess heat in order to treat hair. I don't think that much heat is absolutely necessary for a hair trim, especially since she claims to prioritize healthy hair. You can still get a good feel of hair that is damaged versus healthy with just a blowout. And then there is a way that a hairstylist will...
Did she just cut all that fucking hair off? She didn't even... Nigga, just because you can't comb through it don't mean it's broken. It means you ain't prepare it right. You didn't blow dry it right. You was raking through it. You couldn't get the comb through it. You put too much product on it. You didn't
Handle your hair, it will just seem like you are being punished for your texture. Your kinks will annoy them. A lot of black women have hair trauma. You know, you're sitting on that chair, your head is being abused, and you are apologetic and scared. I'm sorry.
My God.
I'm sorry my hair is bothering your fingers, queen. Wins. Put that devil comb down. I don't care if I have a silk press. Keep a rat tail comb away from me. Keep it away.
1701. What is in her hand? Is that around the Marcel? How about you blow dry off her hair first, and then you comb through it like the nerve of this woman to talk to her clients like that. And call the people.
Yeah, that's just texture. Girl, I can't believe this video. She doesn't
people.
blow or straighten properly just so she can throw her hands up and say, oh look, it's damaged hair, I have to cut it all off. You can tell that she's so used to working with plain straight hair. Kinks seem like damage to her at this point. Does she have a session where she doesn't just pull out her titanium vibranium Nimbus 2000 hair straightener? What is this? What is this? No. If our 250 clients have the best hairs in the world with no hair issue, why do they still need a near big chop whenever they come in for a trim? Since their hair is in perfect condition like she claimed, just a little trim would make it great, right? Okay, let's watch how she gives one of the regular 250 clients with spick-span healthy hair a trim.
But for my regulars, when it's time for a trim, I go in and I trim. There's no conversation, there's no nothing. That's why as a stylist, I included in my price. So number one, a lot of people keep asking me, how do I book a consultation? How do I book a consultation? And I tell people repeatedly, if you're really watching my videos, I do not book consultation appointments. All of the consultation videos you see, clients book a service. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I do not think it makes any sense to bring a client to your salon just to talk about their hair when you can actually do it.
Listen, if every time you go to your stylist for a trim, she's taking about 4 to 5 inches off and hacking off chunks of hair in an ununiform way, you are probably going to be stuck at the same length or have your hair keep getting shorter and shorter till you stop doing that. I believe the advice time to go for a trim is about every 3 months.
Hey, stupid girl. Hey, stupid girl. You going to a client coming to see a service provider and having a conversation about their desires, their wants, and their needs, and finding out if the service provider can or is willing to do the things that they need. That's what you're supposed to do in any type of industry where you're providing a service for somebody, especially when it's a decision like cutting half of your hair off, especially when you gonna tell somebody but like those are conversations that you want to have prior to the appointment, so that way we can get straight to business. You come in, we already had a conversation, you already know what I will or will not do, and then that'll be the end of it. But to say it doesn't make sense, why would I come in and talk to him first about you doing it? Like, I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm wrong. You a professional. You can do what you want to do. If that's how you run the rest of your business, you can do it for free.
Some people stretch it out more than that and their hair is still fine. I don't know what our own standards are. We grow about half an inch per month, which means that in like 3 months, if we're able to retain all the hair that we've grown, we'll have grown an extra 1.5 inch. Now, it looks like she's cutting off at least 3 inches. Double more than she's likely to have grown in that period. And call me delusional, but it looks like the hair is still silky till like the very end where it looks brittle. Yet she just hacks off healthy hair along the brittle ends. And then she says, no conversation, I just trim. You don't think that you owe it to the woman whose hair you're about to cut like 4 to 5 inches off,
I gotta curl
how
my
much
hair
hair you'll be cutting and why you'll be cutting that hair. You just trim? This woman is possessed by the spirit of Delilah and Legion. She fried, dyed, and chopped off all her own hair, and now she's on the prowl for more victims. She says
like
you don't
right
come to
there,
her salon for an in-person assessment or consultation. She just wants you to offer your hair to her on a silver platter so she can fulfill her own passion of torturing people that have hair. It's an urge that she cannot resist.
That's
the
a
money
hurt.
you pay her is just an added benefit.
What?
Chopping off healthy hair and baldening the black women that go to her is enough payment for her. Except the client specifically wanted to cut her hair this much, I don't think that much haircut was necessary for a trim. But you know what? If she likes it for herself, I love it for her. We love it for her. Yay! Also, if this is a regular client, why would her ends have gotten that bad to where you have to cut that much off at a single appointment? And I have noticed that many people just mistake having thinner ends or transparent ends for unhealthy hair. That's not usually the case. Some of you just have fine hair. Some of you just have low density hair. So the ends of your hair would definitely be thinner in comparison to the roots.
That's what I was gonna say, but I'm trying not to say nothing. I was trying not to shoot who said it. But you like, oh, these are the trims that I do for my regular clients. But if they're your regular clients, why are they getting that much hair cut off? They should be growing. It should be long. It should be nice. It should be. Why are your regular clients needing to go? Because if those your regular clients, that's why black women are able to retain length, because you only growing so much hair in a year. So in between appointments, everything that they grew, you cutting off. This is the thing. When we're talking about ends, right? They brought it up. One of the main reasons that black people are always having this conversation is because black women hold on to ends, and they have this conversation. Even some black hairstylists, they're like, oh, well, I'm not gonna cut anything because it's like, when my clients came in, right, everybody says like 8 to 10 weeks, right? But normally 8 to 10 weeks is the amount of time that damage occurs on the ends. And this isn't, oh, scientifically the ends are for sure going to split. No, but within 8 to 10 weeks, that is what you guesstimate, right? Like with your ponytails, you having your scarf on, you may be forgetting to put your scarf on, all of the different things that you do to your hair, stitch, your lash trim, those are different things that are wear and tear on your ends. The same way with your car, right? You have to go get brakes fixed and tune-ups every so often. That's just because of the regular wear and tear that you'll put on the car. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with the car. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with you and your patterns or routines. It just means that this is normal wear and tear. And after about 8 to 10 weeks, you'll have more wear and tear. However, if at the end of 8 to 10 weeks, because your patterns and your routines are good and in place, if you don't have tasseled ends, just like if you go take your brakes in just to get them checked for normal maintenance, if they look at the brakes and the brakes are fine, they're not just going to give you a new set of brakes just to give you a new set of brakes if the set of brakes that you have are perfectly fine. It's the same thing for your ends. If there's no wear and tear on the ends, then if there's no wear and tear on the ends, then there's nothing that needs to be cut. To me, the issue with this stylist is the fact that, and I won't speak on, because some people that's how they do things. Like you have certain what you call those people, I don't know, workout instructor people. I don't work out, so I don't know. Personal trainers that they'll motivate you like, man, get your fat ass up. But I mean, some people may like that, so that may be her style of it. And if people like it, I love it. So I don't really have anything to say. The only thing I will say is I think it's really, really important that you get a consultation before you go. And I stand by the fact that most cosmetologists or most hairstylists that don't book consultations because most people don't really like them when they meet them in person. So they're like, I already got your ass. So that's why most of them don't book consultations. Or I could be wrong. Maybe some people just don't want to meet people ahead of time. Who knows? I don't know. But I think, especially if you're the type of person who doesn't speak up for themselves, because I understand that everybody isn't like me, because she would have never talked to me like that. But I understand that there are some people that are completely non-confrontational. Don't understand. But if you are a person that is non-confrontational, you do not have an option. You need to go to people who allow you to book consultations, because if you are not a person who speaks up for themselves, your hair is not like your skin, like it get cut and then it's just gonna rejuvenate itself. No, you're gonna have to cut that split. You'll have to cut it. That's what it means. The cells are dead, the nerves are dead, so the hair shaft isn't going to rejuvenate itself. So that is why consultations are important. I stand by that 100% in every genre, because if you wait until the person is in your head to figure out what they do, and if they do things the way that you want them, the way that you want them to be done, if you wait until you're sitting in a chair, you run into stuff like this, because I'm sorry, I don't care what nobody say, you can't cause breakage, or you can't cause tangling and matting during the process and then turn around and be like, oh, you have to cut it off. Like, I remember I had a video that went viral years ago that somebody was like talking about, like, oh my gosh, she's being so rough on the hair. But in reality, this was a client that I had, like, I did her hair and both of her daughters' hair, and this day in particular they had went swimming, and right when they went swimming, she also took braids out. So before she like combed out the braids and things of that nature, she got back in the water. Just took the braids out, got back in the water. So everywhere there was a braid, there was a mat. So the video looks like it happened in one day, but it really was like a 2-3 day appointment. And then at the last video was either the second or the third day, but it was multiple videos put together. And so judging from that perspective, it's like, oh my god, oh, she's so rough. No, but looking at this is all in one day, and in one day you didn't blow dry the client's hair properly. So if you don't prep the hair properly, yes, things like this will happen. Like, she's in a head that's halfway dry and halfway wet, and on the bottom she's using a flat iron and a blow dryer and a curling iron at the top. This is some of the craziest stuff that I've seen. So you can't, I don't think you can compare the two. But again, I still want to say that I apologize, because if these are the type of cosmetologists that y'all dealing with, I would be scared too. I wouldn't go to the show. I wouldn't be scared, but I wouldn't want to deal with it either. Girl, that's crazy. Do better.